Hello everyone, my name is Chance Brunton and welcome back to Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. I'm joined once again by Tyler.
Hello.
We played through and recorded this bit before, and I accidentally deleted the footage, stupidly. So now we've had to come back to re-record this bit. That means that I have now seen what's coming, and it is no longer unspoiled for me, at least for just this episode and probably the next episode. After that, we'll get back to footage that I did not delete from the first playthrough. So,
We haven't done most of the game still. We've only done, like, most of Alice's route stuff.
Yeah, at this point, we have played up to what will probably be about episode 15. It's hard to know before I've done the editing, because sometimes we record in a chunk and then I end up splitting it in two after the fact. But we've played several hours of gameplay up to like what will be episode 15, completing most of Alice's route, or all of Alice's route. And that's kind of where we're at. But we're going to try and avoid spoilers of, events that will happen down the line as we're replaying through this section, just to kind of show what happened. Because this is an important one, because we're going to see the first AB game played. The first of many. We made our way down the hallway, and at the end, waiting for us, everybody was here.
Yep.
Hey, looks like the gang's all here. What's up?
Nothing's up. We left our room, headed left.
And ended up here.
Sigma, let me see that map you found earlier.
Oh, right. Yep, all the routes lead back.
Yeah.
Which we are going to painstakingly trace, every single one of them. I guess they just really want people to get familiar with the map.
Yeah.
Oh. No matter which door we took, all of them led back here.
That's the same as the map we found in the lounge.
The lounge?
Oh, we found something like that too. Our room was an infirmary.
That's so. We found ours in the crew quarters.
Maybe we should sit down for a bit and exchange information.
No, there's plenty of time for that after we check out this elevator.
Or, during the extremely long elevator ride.
Yeah.
Because the elevators in this game take so long. I've been cutting it down, the elevator rides, sometimes in post. But it's just a long, long animation.
Yeah.
Or sound effect, I guess.
What the? Oh, this is just like the other floor.
These doors have colors on them too. The one on the left is green. The one in the middle is blue. And the one on the right is red.
It is weird coming back and replaying this, kind of having some idea what's behind everything.
Yeah.
Look, there's a box here. It looked like the ones we saw earlier.
And I haven't even played through the whole thing like you have. Lock, huh? Yeah, won't budge.
Yeah, just like the other doors. No good trying to force it open, I suppose.
Is something wrong, Alice? You've been staring at your bracelet.
Oh, no, I'm fine. But it looks like my guess was right. The numbers have changed.
Numbers? Oh yeah, the time left.
Yeah. Calling the time left numbers when you've got numbers is odd.
It is a very strange... Looks like 2 hours. 6 minutes. That was also a strange place to break that line.
You telling me we're gonna have to just sit around here for another 2 hours?
No. Looks like we don't have a choice then. We gotta head back. Clover, how about you show him that note we found?
Oh, okay, hold on.
Huh? Was it something about supplementary rules? 'Cause we found a note just like that. It was in the infirmary.
Yeah, we found one too. It was in the safe in the crew quarters. Didn't we read through it then as well?
Yeah, I think you read through it, like, in the escape room.
So basically we can just
you
come and
through
go.
any door you want once you solve the puzzles.
Yeah. If that's true, we can all go back the way we came and get into the warehouse.
I don't think Zero's saying we can. I think he's saying we have to. Otherwise, what's the point of that key card?
You mean this? The Ambidex room key.
And the 2-hour wait.
We found some too.
That makes 6 then. 1 for each AB room.
Let's head back to the warehouse.
So when Zero says jump, we say how high, huh?
If you don't like it, stay here. Stupid angry mutt watching the door sounds about right.
Asshole. Better hope I don't have rabies, you self-satisfied old turd.
Well, what's it going to be? Are you going to go back with us? Or are you staying here by yourself?
All right, fine. I'm going.
It's a good thing you made that decision. Turns out attendance is quite important for the AB game.
Dio as a pair would be fine, though, I think. Though he wouldn't
Oh, is
get
he a pair?
to have a say. Yeah, he's paired with Quark at the beginning.
Ooh, then I'd rather like to see how that would have turned out.
So, this is the crew quarters, huh?
Just as the note said, we had no trouble getting in here.
That means we can go to the infirmary or the lounge.
Yeah, we can check out any of them.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
Grandpa! They got a poster of a lady in here! It looks like the ones you got back home!
I like they just randomly open one door and it's this one.
Yeah. There's no reason to go through this room, but they still do.
They should have had Sigma go, hey guys, check this out.
This one's pretty hot. I think we're talking at least 14, maybe even 15 EU.
Agreed.
I sure would like to take it home with me.
Also, Quark apparently knows
This
EU.
is really the time
Yeah.
for that.
Well, he's probably been rating the videos as well.
Let's keep moving.
Whoa, hold on. Grandpa? Since when were they buddies? Or had they always been that close? In other words, they'd known each other before the Nonary game. And if Quark was calling Temioji Grandpa, maybe they were even related. Alice and Clover seemed to be close too. Just how many of these people knew each other already?
Let's go, buddy. I can't wait to get out of here and back to my, grandpa videos.
Oh, you mean the ones you keep in the locked cabinet?
Shh! You're being too loud, Quark. You have to say these things quietly.
Right. The fact that he knows exactly where they are almost kind of implies that he can get in there somehow.
Oh, you're finally done? You were taking so long. I hopped off for a little nap.
For yawning? Really? You're just a computer program. You don't get tired.
Computers sleep too.
Hey, B.O. My temper's got a hair trigger, and you're awfully close to pulling it. So I'd watch my mouth if I were you. Otherwise...
Well, do you really need me to spell it out?
Forget it.
That's a good boy. Alrighty, let's get back to what we were talking about earlier. Namely, how do you get more BP?
We go into the AB rooms, right? Look. We've got some keys for them right here. Kay and Quark have 2 each, so we've got 6 altogether.
But who goes into what room?
That doesn't really matter. Anybody can go into any room.
But there are only 6 rooms.
Didn't I tell you? The 2 members of a pair share the same destiny.
Then you mean both members of a pair need to go into the same room?
Yes, yes, yes.
What do we do after we go into the room?
Play a game. Just like it says on the door. You play the Ambidex game!
Wait, what's ambidex supposed to mean anyway?
I would guess it's short for ambidextrous. Most use the word to refer to the ability to use both of one's hands, instead of favoring the left or right. But it can also be taken to mean someone who is duplicitous or two-faced.
It's a game of betrayal, then.
Well, yes, I guess you could put it that way.
And what's the nonary game?
That refers to the whole enchilada. The nonary game is a game where you try to open the number 9 door and escape. The ambidex game is just a mini-game you play as part of the larger one. Make sense?
Like hell. This shit is confusing.
Is it? Or is it that you're just a few carrots short of a bushel? What do you think, B.O.?
You arrogant little bastard.
Well, that's just how I am, so you better get used to it. Now, could I have you all move to the AB room, please? I'll give you more specifics once everyone's inside. I think it'll probably be easier to understand that way.
Kay, Quark, and myself each gave 1 card to Luna, Alice, and Temyoji. Then we headed into the AB rooms. There wasn't really any discussion about who'd go into which door, but Fi and I found ourselves heading toward the leftmost room.
It's kind of interesting that Kate, Quark, and you are the ones who, open the safes. Or presumably because they had the key cards.
Why is that interesting?
Just because I wouldn't expect Quark as, a kid to be the one to solve the puzzle, I guess.
Oh, I see. That is true. He does seem quite bright, though, for his age. Looks like everyone else has gone in already. Think we should head in too?
Why are you asking me?
Because I need permission for everything I do, and a countdown.
Just hurry up and get in there.
Okay. Actually, surprisingly, that time we didn't need a countdown. Apparently.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What? This game's got a time limit too?
Something wrong?
No, nothing. There's no one here.
What are you talking about? Of course there isn't anyone here.
In the room.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know.
Let's get inside.
So, I was thinking about this. This seems really weird. Maybe he's remembering something that's just not being explained yet, but this stands out to me on, a second pass. But I don't think I've seen enough of the game to know what's, going on, but there's gotta be something with this. Yeah, right. Who is supposed to be there?
This looks just like the room we woke up in.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that's different.
That screen.
Yeah. Looks like there's something on it. The ambidex game will now begin. To enter your vote, please touch the start button on your screen. Once you have entered your vote, the door will lock automatically. It will not open again until the polling period has finished.
Shit! The hell are you doing, you idiot?
What? I just pressed the start button.
Did you even read what it said?
Technically, yes.
Once you press that button, it locks the door for 40 minutes. Now, thanks to your stupid ass, we're stuck in here for almost an hour.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Ugh.
Hey! Looks like everybody's closed their AB gates.
AB
Sounds like everyone's the idiot then, to Fi at least.
In fact, everybody else had closed theirs, it looked like, before we even entered. So if we hadn't done anything, then we all just would have been stuck.
That's the door to the AB room, silly! You're in the AB room right now! Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be continuing my earlier explanation. Now, let's get this party started! Let me tell you about the AB game. Since it's a game, you're obviously going to have an opponent. But it's not like this is a battle royale where you just fight everybody. Each round will be a one-on-one battle. Mono a mono, or mono a womano. Well, there are 2 people in each pair, aren't there? So it'll be more of a 2-on-1 battle, I guess. Now, I imagine you're all wondering who your opponent is going to be. It's actually really easy. You'll be competing against whoever you paired up with to go through the chromatic doors.
Whoop.
For example, Siggy and Fido paired up with Alas and went through the cyan door, didn't they? That means that Siggy and Fido will be playing against Alas.
And it goes the other way too. Alas's opponent will be Siggy and Fido. Obviously, that means Potassium and Clevo's enemy will be Tamioli. And B.O. and Quirk's enemy will be Mooney. Well, I guess enemy isn't really the right word, is it?
It's kind of disappointing that your Zero nickname is just Siggy, while everyone else gets, like, unique words based off of theirs.
Yeah, yours is just like a shortening of your name.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is anything, like, deeper to the names, or not. Or
I mean,
maybe it's just whatever they could have come up with.
There is Clover and Cleaver.
Yeah, that's true.
What? Don't get it? Well, don't worry. Just listen while Zero the Third explains it all.
When Zero explains it like that, it's getting explained to by Junko.
First, I want everybody to focus on the screen on the device in the back of the room. You should see A, ally, and B, betray on it. Do you? All you guys have to do is pick! Just pick one of those easy options! Your BP will go up or down, depending on what you pick. It's a little complicated, and some of you are a little slow. So, I made this handy chart. The plus and minus are from your point of view. So, let's say you choose ally, and so does your opponent. You'll get 2 BP, and so will they. And you'll all get a nice warm, fuzzy feeling inside. We call that the best pals outcome. Just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it? Next is what you get if you choose ally, but your opponent chooses to betray. If that happens, you lose 2 BP, and they get 3. We call that the stupid jerk face outcome. Somebody did that to me, I'd skin them and stew them with some taters. The third choice is the opposite of that. It's when you choose betray, but your nice, innocent opponent chooses ally. This time, you're the one who gets 3 BP, and they're the one who loses 2. We call that the serves them right outcome. I mean, what were they thinking? Choosing ally was a stupid choice, and there's nothing for you to feel guilty about. And finally, the very last scenario. This is when you choose betray, and so does your opponent. If that happens, neither of you gets or loses anything. Absolutely 0 change in BP. Boring. We call this the why even bother outcome. As the game master here, this is the situation I want to avoid the most. You're probably wondering about the pairs, aren't you? No, let me explain. Remember how I told you that both people in a pair share a destiny? Well, that applies here too. The 2 of you only get 1 vote. You get to choose once between ally or betray. That doesn't mean you split your points though. You both get 3 points, or lose 2 points, or whatever. In other words, what you see on this chart is what you get. Okay then, I think that about does it for the basic rules. Well, actually, there's a little bit more, but it'll just have to wait, I guess.
Uh-huh. What? Why does it have to wait?
Hush now. It'll be okay.
No, it won't.
30 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Easy, we just vote ally.
I gotta hop along now. Don't do something harebrained and wait until the last minute. You got plenty of time, so think it out.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll never wait until the last second.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now. Have a nice trust.
Man, what are we going to do?
About the AB game?
Yeah. Should we choose ally or betray?
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Ally all the way down. I don't think it's that tough a call.
This is really kind of an interesting game. Seems like it's based on the prisoner's dilemma.
What's that?
You've never heard of it?
No, never.
It's a thought experiment
Only
that
once
uses
from
game
you.
theory to examine why people do or don't cooperate. Let's say Apple and Banana have committed a serious crime.
Apple and banana?
I just gave them the first names I thought of. They don't mean anything. Anyway, Apple and Banana are caught by the police and sent off to separate cells far away from one another.
Maybe that was the true meaning of Ambidex game, the AB game, and then they backed out Ambidex for something a little less silly sounding. But it's really the Apple Banana game.
In other words, there's no way for them to contact each other. And they're not like telepaths or something. So that's the setup. You following me?
Yeah, keep going.
So, a detective shows up. He visits each cell and tells them both exactly the same thing. Goes something like this.
You can both clam up if that's what you want. We're gonna have to put you both in the slammer for 2 years if you do. Now, if you flip on your pal over there, tell me everything. I can get your sentence reduced to 1 year. That means your buddy will serve 15, but that ain't your problem, right? Of course, if he decides to spill the beans, goes the other way. He gets 1 year, and you get to spend 15 years eating government cheese. You're probably wondering if both of you confess. Well, I can shave off a little time for saving me trouble, but you'll still both do 10 years. So, punk, what's it gonna be? Gonna give me what I want, or you gonna keep that trap shut? Of course, I told your partner the same thing I just told you. I wonder if you can trust him to keep the cat in the bag. No rush. I'll give you plenty of time to think about it.
So, that's the prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah. What would you do? Say you were in Apple or Banana's shoes.
Well, If my erstwhile criminal associate Banana is going to keep his mouth shut, then the best choice for me is to spill the beans. That way I only serve 1 year. But what if he confesses 2? Then the smart thing would be for me to do the same. After all, if he cuts a deal and I don't, then I'll spend 15 years in prison. If I confess, I can shave 5 years off of that. Then it seems like the best choice is always going to be to confess.
Interesting. But you're forgetting something important.
Which is?
That Banana will be thinking the same thing. So you'll both confess, and you'll both end up serving 10 years. Do you get it? If you both trusted each other, then neither of you would have served more than 2 years. But because you both made the decision based on your own self-interest, you're going to spend 8 more years in prison. In other words, the logical decision leads not only to a less desirable outcome on the group level, but also a pretty shitty situation on the personal level, too. You see now? The A-B game is the prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah. They are pretty much the same thing. If we trust Alice, we can both increase our BP by 2. But if we don't trust each other, in the long run, it won't benefit either of us.
Yeah, but this is where it gets interesting. Let's say for a moment all 9 of us are on one team. Who would we be playing against?
0, of course.
Right. So we can assume the 9 of us are fighting 0 in the AB game, if you look at it that way. What would we want to do to beat him? Just look at the point totals. Say we all picked ally. What would our total points be?
Well, 2 times 9 is 18, so 18 points.
Okay. Now let's say one of the pairs chooses betray.
The pair who picked betray will get 3 points each, so in total they'll have 6 points. But the solo they betrayed will have 2 points subtracted, so the total gain for that game would only be 4 points. The other 2 groups would choose ally for that round, right?
Yeah.
So for the other teams, you'll get 6 each, which will give you 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4, 16 points total.
So what does that tell you?
If we consider all 9 of us to be on the same team, we need to all always choose ally to get the most points. If even one person chooses betray, the total points we get goes down.
Exactly. In this game, if each individual acts for the benefit of the whole group, everyone benefits. But if everyone starts looking out for themselves, it'll impact the group negatively. And eventually, it'll impact them negatively too. If all of us choose betray, then the group gets 0 points. Ultimately, nobody benefits, not even the individual. In other words, selfish but logical decisions hurt everyone, and they hurt you.
Okay, I think I get it. What you're saying is that I should pick ally.
No, I mean the opposite.
What?
If you're going to make the most logical choice here, the only option is betray.
What? Why? You just explained why that was a terrible idea.
No, I didn't. It's not the prisoner's solution. It's the prisoner's dilemma. Even though there's an outcome where everybody's happy, the choice you'd have to make for that outcome isn't the rational one.
Except that makes it the rational one.
You want to pick it, but you can't. A dilemma.
I can quite easily.
If we choose ally and
You're
Alice
like
does too,
thinking
then yes,
sort of
it'll be
like
great.
Pi, but also like thinking the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've somehow managed to follow exactly the same logic to opposite conclusions.
All 3 of us will get 2 points. That would be ideal, obviously. And it would help everybody. But what if Alice chooses betray?
She would never do that. Our BP will go down to 1.
Right. And if that happens, we're screwed. So
20 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
unless we can be certain that Alice will choose ally, we don't have a choice. We have to choose betray. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to know that for certain. That means we have to make the rational choice. It would be great to make the right choice, but we can't.
Hey, did you just say we're screwed? If you don't mind telling me, what did you mean by that? I'm guessing something happens if our BP hits 0, right? I mean, the way you said it sure makes it seem like something's gonna happen. Do you know something? You do know something. What are you hiding? Yeah, you know, there's been something weird about you from the moment we met. I mean, for starters, how do you know my name?
Oh, knock it off. This is getting old.
I don't care if it's getting ancient. This is important. I don't know you, but you seem to know me somehow. The only explanation I can think of that makes any kind of sense is that you're working with Zero.
What about you?
What?
Are you working with Zero?
Me? Why would you think that?
You're too calm. You wake up trapped in some kind of twisted game and it doesn't even faze you. That hardly seems normal.
You're sort of freaked out right now, but...
Yeah, I mean, judging by the changing, like, text size and stuff, he looks pretty freaked out.
Yeah. He's like the one who does that the most, too.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I could ask you the same thing.
Don't change the subject. We're talking about you.
Except
Maybe
you
you
just
actually
changed the
do
subject
know
to me.
Yeah. Yeah, originally we were talking about you. What? Where the hell did that come from? Look, I already told you. I've never seen you. Before in my life? Not so sure about that, huh? Ooh, I recognized at least a couple of those pictures now.
Sigma. Just let it go. Our time's up. This is it. Before it ends, I wanted to tell you thanks. You know we're about to die, but you still stuck with me. So, thank you, Sigma. Goodbye.
It does look like a very unusual facility. What was that?
What's wrong?
I saw...
Saw what?
The explosion.
Explosion?
I think there's a bomb somewhere in this building. I'm not sure, but it sounded like it was on a timer. You and I were trying to stop it, but we couldn't do anything, and...
Whoa! Sigma! Calm down! What are you talking about? What is it now?
My head.
It hurts?
Yeah.
You know, you said it hurt when you first woke up in the AB room, too.
It didn't just hurt. It felt like it was going to explode.
Are you alright?
I think so.
Maybe you should rest a little.
Yeah, maybe I could just lay my head on your lap. Doesn't look like she's saying no.
Of course.
I'll take that as a yes.
I shouldn't have worried.
Fi and I spent the rest of the time until the door opened in silence. The AB game was forgotten as I tried to make sense of what I'd seen. Had it been real in any way? Or was it just a hallucination, brought on by stress, or maybe some strange drug they dosed me with while I was out? It had seemed real, though. Was it a premonition? I had to stifle a bark of laughter at the thought. Seeing the future. This wasn't some crappy sci-fi novel. This was a visual novel. I mean, real life. Things like that didn't happen. I was just tired. The stress of the nonary game was probably getting to me more than Fi thought. I was tired, and I was emotional. A hallucination was strange, but really, it was perfectly understandable. But what if I wasn't losing it? What if I was fine? What if it hadn't been a hallucination? I sat there for what felt like hours, my mind running in circles. But really, it must have been like, 15 minutes?
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded
all players, specifically Sigma and Phi.
Passed,
yeah.
Any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
I'm pretty sure most people vote by the 5-minute mark, apart from us.
Yeah, probably. At least the solos would.
Yeah. What the hell was that?
What? Do you need a translator? If you don't vote fast enough, then it'll set your vote to ally. Make sense? Or do I need to use smaller words?
I'd like to see you try. If you plan to pick ally, then you don't even really need to go into the AB room.
I I guess not. We're already in here, though. So, we might as well figure out what we're gonna do. What's it gonna be, Sigma? Ally or betray?
Why are you even asking? You made it pretty clear that we should choose betray.
Well, I didn't say should. I just said we didn't really have a choice.
That's the same thing.
It's completely different. The former is an active opinion. The latter is just passive information.
Whatever. You still want to betray, right?
Yeah.
Then why did you ask me? She wants
Because
to
you're
offload her
the
guilt.
protagonist.
Yeah. So we never really finished our conversation from earlier. You said that we'd be screwed if our BP dropped to 1. What did you mean by that? Is something going to happen if our BP gets to 0 or something?
We die.
What?
If our BP drops to 0, we die. The needles in our bracelets activate.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, how the hell do you know that? Zero never said anything about it.
I don't know. I swear, I don't. I know somehow. There's just this feeling I've got. Like, that's what'll happen.
Like the feeling we've got that there's a bomb. Oh, come on. That again? You fed me the same line when I asked you why you knew my name. How can you know all these things when there's no way on Earth? Wait, did you see it?
What?
Did you have some sort of, I don't know, premonition?
What? What the hell are you talking about? You sounded like a crazy person the first time, too.
Then you haven't...
Seriously, Sigma, are you okay? I think there's something wrong with you.
I'm still gonna let you vote for us, though.
Yeah, because clearly we're rational enough to do that, if nothing else. This was wrong. Phi was supposed to be acting strange, not me.
Everyone else is the crazy people.
Instead, here she was asking if I was okay. But what if it wasn't just her? What if I was losing it too? I groaned. My head felt awful. It was like someone had thrown my brain in a food processor and hit puree.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
Hey, it's almost time. What are you gonna pick? If you aren't going to do it, then
No, I'm fine. I'll do it.
You're gonna choose betray, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Alright. Take it away.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
I stood in front of the selection screen and took a deep breath. This was it. I ran over my options one last time. There was only one possible choice. Well, technically there's 2 possible choices, and we will make that decision in the next episode. In the meanwhile, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.